Oh boy, here we go. The lawsuit for harassment by Blake Lively is heating up over the weekend as now people are drawing the line. There are actors supporting Blake Lively, and I know this situation has been compared to Amber Heard, and on further research, I think Blake has a point here, and I'm on the fence. Actually, I'm more on the side of Blake Lively right now because this guy, Justin Baldoni, is showing me all the signs of a creeper, man. I mean, look, he does these weird seminars. He does this weird seminars where he talks about how bad men are, and I'm gonna tell you right now, as a guy. Guys that are ultra feminist, that are obsessed with it, beware. I'm just saying, I don't know the situation here, but I'm just warning you, ladies. They're trying to gain your trust and look more attractive. Like,
now, for as long as I can remember, I've been told the kind of man that I should grow up to be.
And then we get these accusations, which, I mean, I think Blake has something here. She's talking about having being harassed on set. And what really has gotten me questioning things is the meeting they had after the writer's strike. This meeting they had to address all the issues where about 30 rules were set by Blake that they had to do moving forward in order for the production to continue of It Ends With Us. That's the movie we're talking about. If you have a meeting and you have the entire crew there, you have receipts, you have proof that this meeting actually happened. And that's weird, man. There's talks about that. Her husband was there, Ryan Reynolds, so he is actually a witness. So I think there may have been things going on there outside that is his behavior. This guy's behavior is a little, sus. Like I said, and again, look, I don't know. I wasn't there, but I'm gonna pull up information as we move forward. If you all want me to cover this and give you my honest, blatant opinion as far as like YouTube allows me to, because sometimes there's things we can't say, but there was allegations of harassment, trying to influence people's religions, barging into trailers as people were changing. Saw that somewhere. So there's a lot of things here to talk about. Of course, if it goes to court and everything, we'll find the truth, I guess. But right now, I think a lot of people were initially against Blake Lively, and the further I look into it, this guy's showing me all the red flags as my personal experiences. Maybe he did do a few things. There's also accusations of hiring PR firms to ruin Blake's reputation. We saw that interview that hit like 15 million people, that YouTuber that Blake was being very rude to during a press junket. I mean, everyone could have a bad day. It doesn't mean she's an evil person, or it doesn't mean that she's not a victim of harassment. But let's look into this.
Also claiming Baldoni's team had every intention of destroying her reputation during the film's rollout, enlisting professional PR services to actually accomplish that act.
Now, I saw interviews with Baldoni. He seemed to be complimenting Lively in those interviews. So,
NewsNation's senior story editor Paula Froelich joining us live with the scoop. Paula, this was a troubling story over the weekend. We saw that New York Times report, and it's on a story about domestic violence. It grossed more than $350 million worldwide.
Now, there were also people on YouTube claiming this movie was a failure. It was a massive hit. This movie was a massive hit. I watched it last night. It's available on Netflix. And the timing is kind of sus too, because is this like a Netflix streaming push? The lawsuit comes out a week after it's released on Netflix. I watched the movie. It's like a Hallmark, made for television, Lifetime, one of those Lifetime movies with a bigger budget. It's pretty good. It's just the tone is all over the place. I'm not sure what they were trying to push here. Was it really about domestic violence? Was it a romance? It was a little bit of both, but it was more romantic than domestic violence, and it's a little weird. tonally, but I overall enjoyed the film.
And I know fans were looking forward to a part 2 of this movie since there are a part 2 of the book.
Yeah, so the book, it's part of a book, and the second part, it starts with us. Spoiler alert, if you know what that means, it starts with us because of the ending of the first one. It ends with us.
But I don't think that's going to happen now. What do you think happened?
So here's the deal, Nick. It's an ugly story. They started filming the movie in 2023, and then there was a big, long break because of the writer's strike.
Yeah.
When they started resuming the filming, there was a huge meeting with producers, Sony, who was the distributor, directors, actors. Everyone sat around. Blake brought her husband, Ryan Reynolds, and they had 30 demands. And part of the demand.
See, that's a big deal that they actually had a meeting to set the record straight. That's receipts, folks. That's big. That's big. You know.
Were, listen, we're going to do this movie. We're going to finish it, but it's going to be different. There will be no more adding of sex scenes or
the movie had a lot of S scenes, like a lot. It was almost to the point where it was annoying, but I don't know. Maybe it's like a chick flick. Ladies, do you like that? It was just like too much.
Graphic other scenes. There will be no more of Justin and his producing partner, or Mr. Heath, coming into the room when she's naked and getting prepared.
It's weird.
There will be no more random people on
weird
set
stuff
during sex scenes. And also things like stop talking about your porn addiction.
Ugh.
And also, please stop trying to put your...
Now, I think he's spoken of that in those weird seminars he has. Again, those seminars look like pyramid schemes, like motivational speaking stuff. Like, it's weird. Like, better your life, just pay us $50 a month type of thing. Have you guys seen that? Has anyone seen those? They're just a red flag for me.
Religion onto me. And other things like if Blake said, if me or my baby are exposed to COVID one more time, I need to know.
Someone was exposed to COVID.
So
wow.
It sounds like it was a really upsetting atmosphere. And it wasn't just for Blake. There was a female producer who also was subject to a lot of abuse.
Okay.
Now, we all kind of knew something was wrong because during the promotion of the movie, nobody would talk to Justin. Nobody would be on the carpet with him. Everybody was just kind of like, we're done. And then all of a sudden, the narrative changed. And all of a sudden, Blake started online and everywhere looking like kind of a bad girl and really.
All right. So that's, and then they have the link with the Johnny Depp PR firm somehow.
Really high maintenance and kind of mean and all this stuff. And it turns out that Justin had hired a very high-powered PR consultant who really dealt with damage control. And her name is Melissa Nathan. She had also worked with Johnny Depp. And they used something called, and I'm going to read this here because it's kind of disturbing. They used a new playbook that used a targeted multi-channel online attack. And it cannot be sourced back to anybody. It is basically hiring companies that look like people to spread bad rumors.
Bots. We saw those, though. Amber Heard has come out and said that this is kind of alluded to that this is what happened to her, but the bots were on her side from what I remember. Am I wrong, folks?
About behavior and all this stuff. And so during this, she filed a complaint with the California Civil Rights Department. And they also have emails and texts from the PR people and Justin where it says, we're going to I want her to be buried. The PR person says, I can bury anyone.
That's bad and dumb.
And it's just really gross. Now, the part of the thing, there were some mistakes on Blake's part, okay? Sony, this was the big mistake. Sony had said, we are going to market this not as domestic violence. We are going to market this as a girl's film. And
yeah. If you watch the trailer, there's only one hint of domestic violence in the trailer, and it did look like a chick flick. She says girls film, but a chick flick. Overall, the movie was more chick flick-ish with the happy ending, bull crap, things that don't happen in real life type of thing, like a fantasy. Overall, it was pretty much like a fantasy love story with some comedy and some sweet stuff in there as well. So I think Sony was right. I mean, it has two tones, fun romance with a little bit of comedy, and then domestic abuse. Weird.
Female empowerment. So that's why we saw Blake go out in promoting the movie and say, grab your girlfriends, wear your florals, and have a great girlfriend day. And a lot of people are like, that's tone deaf. This is really about domestic violence and abuse. Why are you?
Okay, so Sony asked Blake to promote it that way, though. People on YouTube, my fellow YouTube content creators, research your shit. I don't even know if people are going to watch this video. Share it. This is what happened. Everybody's like saying that Blake is tone deaf the way she advertised the movie by promoting this ad and acting like it's fun or like a chick flick when it's about DV. But that's what Sony said. Sony told her and the actors that this is being marketed as a chick flick. So that's what she did.
Are you doing this? But in a way, she was kind of set up by Sony to do so.
There you go. Thank you, ma'am.
This is our marketing plan. So it's all kind of
a team effort.
It's all kind of ugly.
And Paula, quickly before I let you go, where do you think things go from here? Because again, it looks as though they picked someone who was ready to fight back.
Well, here's the deal. There is supposed to be a second installment. Justin had already during
okay, whatever. If you want to watch the rest of it, it's over there on News Nation. But look, here's the deal. The movie's all right. It's pretty good. I mean, I watched it. I had to pause it a little bit. It's a little long. But you could tell there's miscommunication with the marketing, mayhem on set, and a $300+ million movie. Will there be a sequel? I'm not interested in it, and I doubt most people will be, but who knows? $300 million. Wow. Okay. Money talks. What do you think, Blake? I don't know. I'm team Blake right now. Lively. Sorry, guys and gals. That's just me. I'll say it. I got to be honest with you. There's red flags, this guy complaining, about Justin complaining about toxic masculinity being like a voice for a male feminist. That's just that's a red flag, man. In my personal experience, those kind of dudes, they're the opposite. Nerd out.